kaibigan, and welcome to another episode of In My Toolbox. Of course, this is your weekly talk show exclusively here on PHLV. Tonight, mga kaibigan, we will delve into the realms of finance and business, exploring pertinent topics aimed at providing insights and guidance. You know, it's crucial to emphasize that we are offering expertise here, but we are not legal or tax advisors, so therefore, the information shared here should not substitute to any personal advice tailored to your specific circumstances. So always seek the counsel of qualified professionals before making any significant decisions. My name again is Enrico Pobre. I'm an economist, financial expert, business consultant, and an entrepreneur. Stay connected with me, mga kaibigan, through PHLV, Facebook, or drop me an email at enrico.inmytoolbox@gmail.com. All right, let's start our topic today. Happy July 4th to everybody. Since it's July 4th, our topic today is financial independence. All right. So, when it comes to financial independence, mga kaibigan, most of us think of it's simply having enough money to retire. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But maybe it equates to retirement, but really it's more than that. You know, so one, just leaving your job or stopping work, well, it's about a lot of things gonna happen when that thing happens, right? So there's more than retirement. It could be planning, transitioning, making a lifestyle change. Of course, that will align, of course, to your personal goals and the values. It's also gonna play a huge part of financial independence. So, no, you know, let's think about financial independence right now and how you can take some actionable steps towards achieving those goals. Okay, so let's just say the goal is financial independence. So if you think financial independence is a goal, you know, this actually requires a lot of planning and a lot of consistency. You know, this will actually allow you to accumulate enough resources, you know, when you talk about savings for the rest of your life. And number one, speaking about that goal, it has to be a clear goal. You have to set clear goals and, you know, just defining what financial independence means to you, you know, retiring early, I want to travel the world, or simply having enough money to live comfortably without working a single day, you know? Or you would want to be more specific about saving targets or a timeline that you would want to need to save that money to or to be able to get there, you know? So you can actually use a retirement planning tool to help you to go from here to there, and then, you know, you can actually have access to those, to, you know, whatever retirement plan provider that you have right now, or the bank or a broker. All you have to do is to constantly communicate with them, tell them what the goals are, and they can guide you, give you insights on how to make those dreams or goals be realized. Okay, we've been talking budget since the beginning of the year, and this is another thing that I would want to reiterate on financial independence. You have to make sure that you develop a monthly budget, that this budget is focused, or, you know, it's prioritizing saving. You know, there's a lot of great templates out there that you can use, like the 50-30-20 budget that I mentioned to you guys before. You know, so you can use some budgeting apps. There's a lot of budgeting apps there, Tiller, Simplify, Pocket Guard, you know, just to be able for you to track your expenses, and you'll be able to ensure that you're actually meeting your saving goals every month. Okay. Another thing that I mentioned to you before, guys, is to automate your savings. You know, set up automatic transfer to your retirement accounts. You know, you would want to make sure that you do that, because something that you do not see, of course, that will actually happen, right? So this actually ensures you that you could save consistently without having to think about anything of it. It's just automated. It's automatic, that goes to your retirement account. You know, and there's a lot of ways on how to do that. Just, you know, just on your own bank account right now, you can definitely do that already. You know, so you can add this new retirement account to your bank account, and you can actually automate that savings. Okay. Another thing you would want to consider is when you invest, you want to make sure that you invest wisely. You focus on simple, low cost, that you can actually diversify those investments and you'll able to grow your wealth. So if you're hands off, you would want to make sure that you only consider low cost options. So, it's very easy to go out there to do diversification. The other thing that you would want to think too is how much control you have on those kinds of investments. Okay, so if you're looking for a financial independence that's tailored to your lifestyle, that's actually okay. Always remember, financial independence is not just a destination. It could also be a way of life. So every people look at financial independence differently. So if you would want to use financial independence to fit a lifestyle, well, you call it a way of life. Embracing a financial independent lifestyle, it actually involves making a lot of choices that will be able to support long-term well-being or lifestyle, right? And, you will want to make sure that you adopt some frugal habits today. You would want to make sure that you practice mindful spending. So what do you mean by mindful spending? Every dollar that you spend, you look at it if it's actually just a need or a want. This way, you're able to cut unnecessary expenses, such as like dining out. I tell you guys, when I actually visit, you know this by now. Whenever I visit my accounts, my transactions every month, you would see at the end of the year that I what do you call this? The biggest amount goes to dining out in my expenses. And I don't even look at it that way. But when you actually go deeper and look at your expenses to the last cent, you will soon realize that, I've been expending or so much on this item that's called unnecessary. Okay, shopping could be one of it. Sometimes you just want to go out and shop, right? But is it really a need or is it really a want? Okay, so you are actually be able to setting some guardrails to discretionary spending. So that's the reason why, guys, you need to adopt frugal habits that you practice to yourself. Mindful spending. Just before you throw the dollar out there, especially when you're using your credit cards, right? You want to make sure that you ask yourself if this is really necessary. Another thing that you would want to look at is sometimes, a lot of people, don't prioritize their health. They think that if they're healthy today, they can become healthy forever. Regrettably, it doesn't work like that. You need to invest in your health just by maintaining a balanced diet, exercising regularly. It's as easy as incorporating more whole foods in your diet, taking regular walks, picking up a whatever active hobby that you have, because healthier individuals often they face lower medical expenses throughout their lives. So you have to ask yourself, how much do you spend on medical expenses? Again, with what I do, every year when I look at my account, every transaction that I look into, I also put a portion about how much do I spend medically every year. You might be surprised, guys, that it will be going up every now and then, especially when we're growing old, right? So you would want to make sure that there is a monitoring factor, how much medical expenses every year you're spending into. Now, this actually contributes to financial stability. Another thing that you would want to talk about or look into is you would want to pursue some hobbies, okay? So these hobbies, you will want to make sure you engage into hobbies that, of course, hobbies, it brings joy to you. It brings fulfillment to you. Sometimes because you're so much into it, money doesn't really matter or doesn't equate to the fulfillment or what brings joy to you. Some people like activities like gardening or hiking or, some people find a lot of happiness or joy in reading, these things can actually enrich your life without breaking the bank. So pursue some hobbies, okay? You can also build a support network. You have to ask yourself, what's your support network look like today? Do you have one? So what quality of support network do you really have today? You would want to make sure that you surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share, look at this, the same financial goals that you have. That's strong right there and there, right? So because this can actually provide motivation to you. Not only that motivation is being provided, accountability, which is actually very important, and the right role models that's going to be there to help you and support you. Okay, so, by viewing your financial independence as a lifestyle, mga kaibigan, you would want to make sure that you create habits that support a sustainable, enjoyable way of living, and then, not only today, but the rest of your financial life. Okay? So, achieving financial independence, mga kaibigan, is always going to be a journey. It doesn't happen overnight, right? So, and then it just doesn't unfold, immediately. It takes time. And then, for example, if you are ages 20s to, let's just say, 40s, I call this the athletic prime. The reason why I call it athletic prime, mga kaibigan, when you look at the players in the NBA, 20 years old, these are good ages for people to play in NBA. That's their athletic prime. But when you reach 30, 35, you're already old in NBA. The same thing too, guys, when you plan financially, you would want to make sure that you make the most money when you are on that athletic prime age. So this is the early age of 20s and 40s. This should be the time that you are earning the most. This is the time that you increase your income through career advancement. You do all these side hustles. While you still have those energy, you would want to make sure that you use that age to create this wealth, right? So start saving early. You would want to make sure that you save a significant portion of your income. 20% or 20% plus, this will be able to build a solid financial foundation for you. And to remember that you set those savings automatically, the one that I was telling you a while ago, right? And this can give you options to retire early or take some strategic breaks in between when needed throughout your career. Can you imagine if you're employed right now, right? Let's just say, and then and the next year you decide, I want to take a rest first for the next 5 years. I don't want to do anything. Wow, right? That's so solid financially. When you're age 40s to 60s, okay, so you would want to review plans, regularly review and adjust your financial plan. Again, 40 years old to 60s, you would want to make sure that you have regularly, you're reviewing regularly and adjust accordingly your financial plan to ensure that you are actually on track, right? To ensure that you stay on track. Annual reviews, that's very important. May it be your retirement plan, your life insurance, what have you. It has to be reviewed annually. This way you can create good cadence, right, on how you are actually going to get to your goal or what you're aiming for. Okay? Optimize your investments during these ages. Adjust your investment strategy for you to be able to balance growth and risk appropriately as you approach retirement. I always use what you call the rule of 100. You subtract 100 by your age. So if you're 60 years old right now, so you just subtract 100 by 60, it means that 60% of your investment should be already on a safe side. 40% you can still play around with your money. Okay, so that way you can balance your growth and the risk on your investment. So if you are on a late stage, which is 60 years old and beyond, you need to know now how to manage expenses. You need to monitor your spending closely as ever, especially at this time. A lot of your health situation will be changing. So you would want to make sure that you look at your spending closely on healthcare related costs. Okay? Another thing that you would want to look at into your late stage is invest and then withdraw prudently. So in your investment, you want to make sure that you ask yourself, what's my investment for? Will it be for me, or will it be a legacy that I will leave to my family when the time comes? So you have to ensure your assets are properly invested for the retirement withdrawals you need, while taking the taxes and the market into the picture. You have to consider, always remember this, guys, with your money, you have to make sure that you consider taxes, and you have to make sure you have to make sure how the market is going on. Okay? And are you actually protecting those assets that you have? Mga kaibigan, during your younger time, you actually work hard, try to build your wealth, try to build your assets. The last thing that you would want to make, that you don't want to happen to you, is at the end of the day, those assets are not protected and you can lose it at any time. Okay? Another thing that you would want to look into this late stage is to enjoy your retirement. Make the most of your planning and the savings by being with the ones that you love during this stage and engaging in the activities that actually brings you joy. Mga kaibigan, whenever I talk to my clients, sometimes when I talk to them about their retirement accounts, or they still plan to, they're still on the verge of planning retirement, right? I always put 10% with emotions such as what brings them joy when the time comes. I always look into that. I want to make sure that they enjoy life too. So basically, mga kaibigan, what I'm trying to say is where you're at right now, okay, whether you're planning retirement, are you considering putting a certain percentage, what actually activities that will bring you joy? Or if you are retired now, what portion of that retirement actually geared towards making you happy? Okay, mga kaibigan, understanding financial independence, as a process, helps you prepare for the different financial needs. Again, I was telling everybody has different financial needs, right? And then, of course, not only the need, there's going to be some challenges in every stage of life. So if you find yourself feeling a little bit behind now, go back to financial independence as a goal to make the adjustment that will help you get back on track. So today, mga kaibigan, your assignment is to look into what's your financial independence situation today. By the way, mga kaibigan, I call it FIN, okay? FIN number. So if I'm going to ask you what's your FIN number, it means that financial independence number. What's that number that's going to be your financial independence goal? Okay? So ask yourself, what's your FIN number today? So if you're not there yet, right, what are you trying to do right now to be able to help you, or what adjustments are you doing right now to help you get there or to get you back on track? Okay? Mga kaibigan, financial independence is about cultivating that mindset that will be able to empower you to make the best decision, and then you'll be able to embrace opportunities. Mga kaibigan, it's all about mindset. Can you imagine in your phase of life right now, what have you done? What have you achieved? Okay? So whatever it is, just by asking those, it makes you realize what have you done, or what are you going to do? So you need to have a powerful mindset behind it. Like, very simple. Everybody knows this. You have to have positive thinking. You have to have that, You have to focus on the personal benefits that you can derive from that financial independence. That's why I'm asking you, what do you have now, or what are you going to do to get it, right? For example, mga kaibigan, it may be time freedom, or freedom of time, or you would want flexibility, or you would want to have more opportunities. You might want to write it down. And then when you're writing it down, you would want to make sure that you visualize this financial independence goal that you have and keep it where you can see it daily. I mean, literally write it. And, usually you can use your fridge where you can actually put all your goals, right? So you can see it daily. Creating a positive mindset will be able to motivate you, mga kaibigan. Not only to motivate you. Motivate is just like, what do you call this? A underarm deodorant, right? The next day you have to do it again. That's motivation for me, right? So not only that you need motivation, but you have to stay disciplined as well. And most importantly, how I tell this to my clients, along the way, you want to make sure that you enjoy the journey towards your financial independence. This is positive thinking. And then not only that, you would want to make sure that you engage yourself to a continuous learning. You would want to make sure you build your financial literacy knowledge, and you would want to always stay informed on financial trends and strategies. That's the reason why I actually created In My Toolbox with Johan, because we would want to make sure that not only that we know it within ourselves, but we would want to make sure that we share it to people out there, because this will create a continuous learning for you and me, right? And this will be able to build our financial literacy knowledge. Okay, so what are you doing to increase that knowledge every day? This knowledge will be able to help you, better decisions in, better savings, or better spending, or whatever investment decisions that you will be having. All right. So another thing that you would want to consider is resilience, right? You would want to make sure, because it's not Christmas every day, right? There may be some setbacks along the way, and you would want to make sure that you remain flexible. Life is full of what you call this curveballs. So when there's curveballs, it's best for you to expect that they're going to happen. It's part of life. And then resiliency is the key to this, because what are the tools for resiliency in financial independence? Well, emergency savings. Have you started your emergency savings? That will help you, right? So, maybe resiliency, not carrying a high interest debt. So these are great ways for you to be able to build financial resilience. Remember, mga kaibigan, you can always adjust your plans along the way, because we have different circumstances every day, and those circumstances every day can affect the decision on your financial independence. So you would want to make sure that you adjust along the way. When you play golf, I tell people that's course adjustment. So here too, guys, you would want to make sure that you remember that you have this financial adjustment. Adjust your plan accordingly, because we have different circumstances that happens to us every now and then. Okay, you want to make sure that you have this North Star that you follow, that you are actually always on course. But it needs to change the course, of course. All right, mindfulness too, mga kaibigan. You would want to make sure that you practice mindfulness. This will be able to help you reduce the stress, and then you are actually staying present, right? So you can make thoughtful financial choices. A mindful practice, mga kaibigan, can actually improve an overall quality of life and financial well-being. There's really such a thing as financial well-being. Have you remembered, or do you know someone that's really stressing them out because of finance or their financial situation? That's the reason why financial well-being is actually very important, and by all of this, you just have to make sure that be mindful. You create a financial independence mindset. You empower yourself to intentionally take control of financial future, and you would want to live a fulfilling life. So, mga kaibigan, as I've mentioned today or tonight, financial independence is more than just having enough money to retire. Always remember that. It's not just all about retirement. It's about setting and achieving those goals. Another thing, it's all about adopting and sustaining lifestyle. See, it's not just, guys, I've said it already. Well, now you've said that's a good start, but you have to achieve it. do all necessary things to make sure that you'll be able to achieve that financial goal, right? And now, not just that you adopted a certain strategy, you would want to make sure that you sustain this and you'll be able to sustain that lifestyle too. So, navigating a lifelong process and also cultivating a positive and resilient mindset along the way. Mga kaibigan, it's all about mindset. Let's just say you go, well, here in Vegas, gambling, you go to casino, right? What's your discipline behind that? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying you should not just, splurge. There should be some discipline along the way, right? Different people, again, sees it differently. But what I'm trying to say here is there discipline behind it? What's that discipline? It's the mindset. So by incorporating some or all of this action or steps, right, in every area or any area of your life, you can work towards a financially independent, now not only that, a fulfilling future. Now, the most important thing on the whole equation, you are actually enjoying the journey. Mga kaibigan, all right? So, I hope mga kaibigan, you learned something out of this one. The reason why I just want to make sure that, I'm saying this is because you would want to make sure that there is actually such a thing that we call financial independence. All right, mga kaibigan, we only have a very short topic today, financial independence. Just like July 4th, I want to make sure I greet everybody Happy Independence Day. Again, my name is Enrico Pobre, signing off.